Hi, well, here we are with Derek Palmer in front of the Flower of Scotland Land Speed Record Challenge. Is it Land Speed Record Challenge? That's fine.
At the moment it's a challenge. Hopefully we'll turn it into reality this year. We're out at the Salt Flats of Utah last year and we managed 280 mile an hour. We need to get to 312 mile an hour to take the outright record.
And that's I was talking to your man there before, and that's looking a good possibility.
Well, we're quietly optimistic. The FIA record, which is the one that goes in the Guinness Book of Records, is only 240 mile an hour, which we've well exceeded. But we want to do the Southern Californian Timing Association record first, which is the high one. That way we do both of them. Is genuinely a world record, no bullshit.
Excellent, that's great. Now, can you tell us just a wee bit about the challenge, the Flower of Scotland here? Now, what's in there? What's powering it? What's making it go?
It's a 1000cc engine which we've developed to run on methanol fuel with nitrous in it, which gives over 700 horsepower from 1000cc.
God, that's some amount of horsepower, isn't
it? It's the fuel that's the trick, rather than the engine's quite tricky, but the fuel is really the trick, and it's developing a fuel suitable so that you can get enough power out to push her through the air at that. If you look at the car itself, the car is only big enough to hold a man, and it's tiny. We went the opposite way from everyone else, where we've made the car as small as possible, and then worried about everything else. You know.
Okay. Now, you're the man in the cockpit there, aren't you? It is a cockpit. You're not in the cockpit. Oh, bloody hell, you're on the daft, you're not? Okay, right.
I'm the engineer behind you.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, sorry, I thought you were the man in the hot seat there. So what's your preparation? Say, let's talk about sort of going through from getting the bike onto the salt flat and getting the first run under the wheels there. What happens?
Well, I mean, where do you start? I mean, it starts for the time you leave the salt flats. The year before, saying you'll never be back, to before you're home, you're preparing how to get yourself back the following year. I mean, it's just work. Your head goes through it all the time. Improvements you can make, things you can do, little things, big things, redesigns, and you try and get as much done as possible before you go back.
I guess this isn't something that you just say, oh, I'll pop out for 20 minutes after tea one evening twice a week. Is that'd be a bit more intense than that, is it?
Slightly. It started off with that idea in mind, but like all these silly ideas I get, ended up a lot more than that. And now it's actually become a consuming passion or a consuming phobia or whatever way you want to put it. But one way or another, it's certainly consuming, for me and all these other poor guys, It's
a monster that's got a hold of you. So how long has this been in production, this particular one?
Probably really about 5 years, believe it or not. We've taken out the last 2 years. This is more an engineering project than just an outright see what it'll do thing, because we took it really in small increments, 100 mile an hour, 125, 150, to make sure everything was okay, because we've no wind tunnel facilities. This is done by design, just by
done by experience?
Well, none of us had any experience with land speed records before, so I mean, how do you get it? You got to go out there and suck it and see what happens,
Well, anyway, Derek, that's sort of great. Thank you very much for your time, and the best of luck in Bonneville in what, August? What's that? 8 weeks, 9 weeks?
So as I say, well, we're going out in August, and then we're hoping to hold on to September and do the FIA one in September as well, which makes it Guinness Book of Records stuff, so that'll be good.
Well, best of luck. Cheers, Derek. Thanks for your time. Right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are with the best private entry in the Great Scottish Motorcycle Show. It's Dave Stewart's new Hudson. Now, Dave, it's a new Hudson, 1923. Now, is that older or younger than you?
Slightly younger than me.
What, months?
Days.
What do you think about it, Jim? Are you any interest in the vintage stuff other than sort of just seeing them nicely restored?
Well, yeah, no, I've been asked to come down, and I'm absolutely amazed. This one and this one here, they're absolutely incredible. I cannot believe the restoration. They actually look probably better than brand new.
Yeah, I think they are, but I think, Dave, you're kind of noted in the vintage world for producing a very good looking motorcycle, aren't you?
Giacomo Agostini bought my last bike, so I think he's got a good eye for the women. Bikes, sorry.
Oh, my, we edit that one, Andy. I think we a bit. Giacomo Agostini. Yeah, is it a name known to you, Jim?
Oh yeah, I think everyone knows him. You know. Yeah.
Now then, Dave, what's involved in restoring something like this? Now, I think I spoke to you yesterday briefly, and was it this one that was a complete and utter and total wreck, or was it the Victoria?
Both of them, actually.
Okay. Now,
This one was in a pretty poor state. Frame was all pitted, etc. But managed to sort it out, you know, just with hard work.
so what would be your working procedure from finding the bike to starting? What would you do first?
Take a few pictures so that you knew where everything was and how it was put together, and then probably do a bit of archive work and get magazines to find out what they were like, what they should be like, and then strip them, do detail of every single part, get them painted professionally, and then rebuild them.
Now, for something like this in 1923, it would have been quite a popular make in 1923 in New Hudson, wouldn't it?
Yes, a very popular make.
However, in 1923, that's an awfully long time ago. What's the spare situation like? Is there still? Can you just pop down to your local bike shop and get New Hudson spares?
You've got to make everything, or fabricate, or steal it. But you usually fabricate everything for it. You know, if you need new stays for mudguards, you just make them.
Is that? I mean, from the racing scene, Jim, there's a lot of fabrication goes on in race shops. I mean, is that your experience? I presume race bikes you can't just get parts off the shelf.
No, not really. That's probably where the two classes, if you like, or the two sides of the spectrum are the same. You know, we have to make most of our racing parts as well, but like I said, we make a part that's functional. It doesn't have to be exactly like it was in 1920 or 1925. That's the big difference here, you know.
Okay. What was your biggest task on this one, Dave? What caused you the most hassle?
Getting the money out of the bank to pay for it.
Oh dear, the missus had hold of the purse strings, did she? Well, anyway, Dave, it's a hell of a credit to you, and well done, and thanks for your time doing the wee interview. Thanks very much, lads.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.